Hey guys, welcome to Brickstars. We've got a great episode for you guys today. We're going to be looking at 40601, Majisto's Magical Workshop. This was the gift with purchase that was released this year. Of course, it's in reference to the original Majisto's Workshop back from the 1990s. So in this video, not only are we going to look at the set, do a little review, we're actually going to make some small modifications to it, discuss what we like, what we don't like, and then near the end of the video, we're gonna be taking a kind of real life photo of the set and our modifications. So real quick, looking at the box, beautiful box art. They brought back the yellow, similar style to the original box of the Dragon Masters theme, which the original set was a part of. We have the iconic red roof, the spears on top. The shape is very similar to the original, and it features a lot of the same details. Some of the items they've substituted with modern pieces because they no longer produce the parts that they did in the 90s. And it features Majisto and one of the Dragon Master Knights. So we'll do a quick look at the back. The set does open up, revealing a treasure chest, a scroll, some chalices, Majisto doing some magic, and again, very similar shape to the original. So now, with the box out of the way, we can actually take a look at the set, if Majisto would stand up for us. There we go. And here it is in living color. So you see they replaced these shutters with just tile pieces, whereas the original had shutters. They've made some changes to the door, the railing. Obviously the big change is they no longer produce the Dragon Master plume. As you can see on the screen here, it's been substituted by a blue feather. But we think this is a pretty fair thing. There's other things in the set that we were more harsh on. We're not going to knock Lego for including these instead of the plume piece. I think they look fine. And like I said, there's other things that bother us more. So we'll move these guys over to the side. The way the set works is there's a little lock on there that opens, that allows you to open the doors. But before we do that, let's take a look at the back. Very detailed build, so they have a mix of colors, the gray and the light bluish gray. Definitely modern building techniques as opposed to the original set from the 90s. They do still use the big mountain pieces, and they do still have the trees on the side. So there's one tree branch on the side, one leaf in front, and if we open it up, it's a similar simple interior. So there's a little cooking station, or maybe that's where he's making some magic spells, the scroll, the chalices, and a little upstairs area. So all in all, very similar to the original. The build was actually pretty intricate for what I expected. I definitely like that they used some of these big pieces and the detailed curve elements that are new. I like that they stayed true to having the axes here like in the original, and the spears with slight updates, using silver instead of brown, for example, and then including the lanterns, some flowers. So overall, very nice set, and I do like how it displays on my shelf with the rest of the Lego collection that I have. Now, there is a couple things that I didn't like. So inside we saw the scroll. It's a sticker piece instead of a print piece, but I could live with that. More so, my disappointment came from the minifigures, and specifically Majisto. So he's the same Majisto as in the Lion Knight's castle, and what disappoints me is there's no print on him. He's very plain. Lego actually has released other wizards over the years, one of them being this guy that we have. So, and this is a relatively new minifigure, so surprising they didn't just include that. Yeah, it may be a little too extreme with all the stars and moons on it, but definitely much nicer printing than just a plain blue torso. And it would have been nice to see maybe a new mold on the hat to include hair as well. But overall, I mean, he's still recognizable. It just would have been nice to see some more details. As for the Dragonite, I do like the torso. I think it's appropriately modernized. They changed the colors a bit, refined the dragon a little bit. But what I don't like is they did not include a shield. So whether that would have been the red and blue shield or the yellow and red one with the green dragon, I think if we didn't get the feather, if we didn't get the Dragon Master's helmet, I would have at least expected to see the shield. So I think those are pretty common things that most people online have said they dislike about the set. And I know I was pretty harsh on the set when I first saw the photos, but having built it, having it in my collection, I do actually really like the set. And what we're going to do now is some little modifications to upgrade it, and I think something that Lego could have reasonably done and included as part of the gift with purchase. So I know there's a lot of mocks out there where people have either remade the original or made a 2,000 piece version of this. That's not what we're trying to do here. So all I'm going to try and do is add a couple elements to just improve it a little bit. Alright, let's get started with the mods. So the first thing we want to do here is we think Majisto's magical workshop is probably going to be hidden somewhere in the forest. So I think adding a simple steering wheel piece, and this is a technique that they actually used on the Forestman set to double the amount of leaves that we have. So you can see this side compared to the other side. I think that makes the set a bit more grand than the original. So we're just gonna do some more leaves here, and we're trying to film this live for you guys, so you'll have to excuse if the focus or image isn't always the best, or if something doesn't look the best. So right there is the first mod we wanted to make, and then the next mod I wanted to make is kind of, anytime I think of wizards, I think of Harry Potter. When I think of Harry Potter, I think of Hagrid. When I think of Hagrid, I think of Pumpkin Patch. So this isn't related to the original, and some people may not like that we're doing that, but I think adding a pumpkin patch to this scene will look pretty good. And then on the other side, what we want to include is these are the new fern pieces that Lego has introduced, and I think they work great for any forest scene, any medieval scene. So we'll add a couple of those on that side, add some more leaf elements there, and of course a mushroom, because what forest is complete without a mushroom? So we'll give a look there. And now we did also decide to add a couple new elements to the set, because we're fans of Lego bringing things back, but at the same time we do like to see new additions or you know, more updates. So in this case we wanted to add a little bit of a well for Majisto, and we stayed true to the color of the roof in the red, and of course we've kept the spear and a little bit of a tree there. And then finally we're gonna introduce an element that some of you may have seen on our Instagram page, which is our mock of the Wizard's Cart. So this was actually a set that we designed and built, very simple, but we wanted to update that set, and I think it's gonna work great here as an addition to his workshop. And next up, here's the original Majisto. We are going to get rid of him, and get our new Majisto in. So this guy uses the printed wizard blue. I've kept the same beard, a new face. I've given him a black cape, and I've also given him a Harry Potter wand instead of the magical star wand, because it's more realistic in the wizard world. So the Dragon Knight, I didn't make any major changes, but you'll see here in a second. We've returned the Dragon Knight helmet, and we've given her a shield. So I think those simple changes are well received. So that's the add-ons, quick little mods. You can kind of get a look of the whole set here. Inside, we will also make a couple updates. Nothing crazy, but given the simple interior, one thing that bugged me is that we did not get a flame, and I'm gonna move these guys out of the way so we can see. He can go to his cart, she can go here. So we'll add a little flame by the fireplace. If I can get that to stay, of course. And this upstairs area I thought was very plain, so I don't see why we can't add like 3 pieces to make a table, and then whether we take something from our accessories and put it there. And the original set came with a barrel, which why they left that out, I don't know. But again, the idea here wasn't to remake the set or do anything crazy. I mean, yeah, these two are probably something they wouldn't throw in a gift with purchase, but maybe the well. But overall, like a couple small details, that's all I think this set was missing, and a little bit better figs, and I think people would have been much happier and received this set much better than they did. But as castle fans, anytime we get a castle set, we really can't complain. So that's our mock. Now, next up, we're gonna make a live action shot in its natural environment. So here we are, just putting our classic elements that we've used in a bunch of our photos. So the moss, the dirt, the rocks, and then we put the set up on the rock, lay out a couple details. And so here is our mock-up in a more natural environment. So we've got our dirt, moss, trees, lush greenery. We wanted this to appear that his workshop is kind of along a path that sees frequent travelers. We have his well up top here with the little Lego pine tree, and coming down here, this worked out nice. There's a bit of a rock ledge, almost like a stair, up to his workshop that's perched above. He's got his pumpkin patch there, Majisto standing in front, and then we have his trusty goats with his cart. So this is the scene we've come up with, and we're going to try and take a couple photos and see what we get.
So we're quite happy with the photos and what we got. You see here that we see the full set, and here we have a nice close-up of Majisto making something in his cauldron. We hope you enjoyed this video, the modding of the original set, the creation of these photos. Stay tuned for more content, and we'll see you next time.